I'm going to discuss about the PHP program to implement simple calculator operations. This is our fifth program of web programming lab part B. Now before we start executing PHP programs, there are a few things that we should consider. So let us have a look at what all is needed to run one PHP program. As we all know, PHP is the server-side script. So definitely we need a server to execute our PHP script. Then one PHP interpreter, code editor to type our program, and the browser to see the output. Now what we are going to use for our lab program execution is the local server package known as XAMPP. So what is this XAMPP? XAMPP is a local server package which includes PHP, Apache server and MySQL database. To run a simple PHP program, what we need to do is we need to first install the XAMPP. After installing XAMPP, we have to start Apache from XAMPP control panel. I'll show each and every step one by one. Then after that, we have to go to htdocs folder. Where is this htdocs folder? It is inside the XAMPP folder. So see, first we are going to open the XAMPP control panel and we are going to start Apache. Then we are going to go to htdocs folder which is inside the XAMPP folder, and then we can create any file with the extension .php. Here I have given an example of test.php and simple PHP script. This is an example of a very simple PHP script. The PHP script always begins with angular bracket question mark and the keyword PHP. This echo will display the message on the screen. Then this is the end of our PHP script. And if we want to execute this PHP script, we have to open any of the browser and type this known as http:// are there. Localhost, as our own PC is going to act like a server, and that is known as localhost / name of our PHP file. This is how we are going to execute our PHP script. Now let's begin to execute our PHP script. So we'll be using Apache NetBeans. Let's wait. Okay, let's click on File, New Project. Now in this case, now see, in our last projects or in our last programs of JavaScript, we selected HTML5/JavaScript. But since we are going to write PHP scripts, here we'll select the category as PHP. Then by default, PHP application is selected. So let it be. Click on next. See here, when you click on the next, you see the folder. What is the folder? C:/XAMPP/htdocs. So NetBeans automatically takes us inside the htdocs folder which is under our XAMPP folder. Let's give some name. So I can give, as I told you, Smita B5. So what does it mean? It simply means that this is the program of the student Smita from part B, and this is fifth program. Click on finish. You see here it is showing you the PHP version. Whatever is shown to you, just keep the default as it is. So the PHP version is 8.3 and default encoding is UTF-8A. Click on finish. Now you will wonder why the doc type is HTML. Since we will be using PHP script inside our HTML document, this is what we get. This is the boilerplate, and see the opening and closing tag of the PHP script. So let us write our fifth program. One more thing, can you just see this? By default, the file that is created for us is index.php. So here you can see inside our body tag there is h2 tag, and we have written the heading as simple calculator using PHP. Then what you see is the form tag. Using this form tag, we are going to accept the two numbers from the user, and then We are also going to show the option to the user. Now whenever you see select an option, what kind of input is this? What kind of form input is this? Try to revise what kind of form input is this for select option category. Okay, so the different values that we are going to display to the users: minus, star and slash, plus for addition, minus for subtraction, star for multiplication and slash for division. Next, there is input type submit. This is our submit button. Name of this tag is submit and the value is calculate. Fine, the form tag is over here. So if you see what are the different elements in our form tag, first element says enter first number. Then there is an input type number. Name is N1 and this is compulsory field, so we say required. Then there is one more label tag which says enter second number. There is an input type number with name N2 and it says required, so again it is compulsory. I have added the method post for our form. So whenever we submit the form or whenever we submit the data to the server, we can use two methods called as post or get. When I actually start teaching you PHP in the classrooms, that time I will discuss the get method and post method in detail. In today's video, I will be concentrating only on the program logic. Okay, here starts our PHP script. Now here I am checking is set $post submit. It simply means that if user has clicked on this button submit, then and only then we are going to capture the values entered by the user in the form. So you might be wondering, like in JavaScript what we used? In JavaScript we used document.getElement by ID, whatever the ID was, dot value, right? But here in our PHP we use the global variable called as post $_post. Why post? Because we say the form method is post, so we use capital POST. This $_POST, which is in capital letters, is the global variable, okay? And in this if condition, we check if user has clicked on submit, then and only then we are going to capture the input with the input tag N1. We are also going to capture the input value with the input tag N2. So N1 is nothing but the first number and N2 is nothing but the second number entered by our user. The first number we are storing into variable A and second number we are storing into variable B. See this $A$B. All the variables in PHP starts with a dollar symbol. Then again we are capturing uh, op. Now let us see where this op is. This select tag has the name op. Okay. So what are we capturing here? We are capturing the name. Input first input name is N1. Second input name is N2. And for select option, for the select tag, the name is op. So we are storing the first number in variable A, second number in variable B, and the symbol plus, minus, star or slash into the variable called as op. We also declare one variable whose name is result and we initialize that variable result to 0. Next is switch case statement. So here is the switch case statement. You see there is a switch keyword. Then inside the parenthesis we are having the variable OP. How do you know it is a variable? Because there is a dollar symbol. Now what different values this OP can have? It can have plus, minus, star and slash. So we are checking with the case. Case, is it plus? See, single quote is there. So case plus, then we say result is equal to A plus B. So since all the variables in PHP begin with dollar, we say that dollar result is equal to dollar $A plus dollar $B, and using the echo statement we also display the result. This is the message that we are printing. using dot operator, we are combining the value of our variable result. If user selects subtraction, this case is active or this case is true, and we will be subtracting B from A and echo the result. As we all know, after every case there is a break. So there are case statements for plus, minus, star and slash. See this division, this is little special. Now whenever user selects the division operator, we have to make sure that user do not divide any number by 0 because it is not allowed. So that's the reason we check if the second number is not equal to 0, only then we are performing A divided by B. Else we say that division by 0 not allowed. If user do not press any of these options, then automatically the control comes to the default section, and here we display the message invalid operation. This phrase denotes the end of the switch case, and this phrase denotes the end of the if statement where we checked whether the user has clicked on the submit button or not. Let's execute this. Now see, when I directly clicked on execute, it is showing me the error. It says, if you see this particular thing, it says localhost slash Smita B5 slash index.php. That's my file. That's what I typed just now. But when I click on run, it is saying can't reach this page. So what I have forgotten is I have forgotten to open my XAMPP control panel and start my server. So let's do that. This is my XAMPP control panel. I click on it and see the XAMPP control panel is open for us. Can you see this? I click on Apache Start. So see, Apache server has started for me. Just don't worry about all these other things. And now Apache is started. I'll minimize this and let's refresh. And now you can see enter the first number. Let's enter 5. Enter the second number. Let's enter it as 0. And this is the drop down menu. Select option is nothing but a drop down menu. Now I select division. See, first number is 5, second number is 0. I'm trying to divide 5 by 0, which is not allowed in mathematics. I'll click on the calculate button and see this error message is displayed to me which says division by 0 not allowed. Okay, let's do some other numbers 6 and 2, and I'll still use division. And now it says result is equal to 3. You can do any of the operations 7 and 8 and say addition. Let's calculate. So 7 plus 8 is 15. That's all for the day. But before that, okay, just before, not all for the day. Now since we have executed our program, now it's time to close our XAMPP control panel as well as quit. So I click on this XAMPP control panel, right click, and you see Apache stop. And now you select quit. And that's all for the day. Please remember all the steps because they are very much important. Thank you.